Hello, good morning, good morning. Guten morning. Guten morning. Looking for a buy here on gold. If we can break above, I think this resistance here, we're going to wait and see how the structure is going to be looking like here in a second. We're about to get the London session open up too. See how the London opens here. Yeah, this looks good. Or maybe wait for some structure. Okay, boom, boom. See how that structure is going to look here in a bit. Yeah, let's see. 5 minutes just kind of rejected that zone. We got one rejection wick. Price closed bearish. Morning, guys. Morning. Oh, we got Alan here already in buys. Nice, nice. Yeah, there was some breakouts that happened in the morning. Like shortly before the stream started. Really, really nice play that was. Hey, morning, Jane. Let's get the harpoons ready. Let's go. Morning, Architect. Morning, guys. Morning, guys. So let's see if a price can give some a kind of a confirmation here. Oh shit, it might be actually coming in a bit earlier. How many pips is this? So I'm waiting for a break here. If it breaks, I'm gonna get stuck in. This candle there close. Did that candle close? Boom, boom. Yeah, whoa, 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 whoa. Hey, hey, rodeo. Rodeo. Welcome to the rodeo. Yeah, hold up. This is looking better here again, back up here. There was a potential entry there, but for sure that entry needed like a little bit of something extra. Be good if we create a resistance here first. Let me see. Ooh, the structure is shifting quite fast on this one. Structure shifting fast. Yeah, we're gonna need a resistance. A little volatile there on the London Open that was. Yeah, we need a little resistance here to be formed. Welcome to the rodeo. Yeah, exact. This is literally the London Open right now. Literally the London Open right now. All right. Let's see now if we can get some boosters. Some rocket boosters here. I think I don't like is, man, this wick is so long. I wish this wick was shorter, but it's still okay. But the break just needs to be clean then, you know. But I wish this wick was a bit shorter. It's so long because it's like unnecessary waiting time now. Like instead of breaking this highs, I still have to wait another 13 pips to break that wick high. That's a 5-minute rejection. It's kind of struggling here on the 5-minute. It's creating some sort of rejection wicks to that 8 SMA. But the trend right now is bullish. Gold is moving upwards, and I'm still anticipating price to continue moving towards, like, you know, 4,200. That was my target, at least for the week up ahead. 4,200. Welcome to the rodeo. All right, perfect. We just got the candle closure there. New 5-minute open. Come on, take us to the promised land, Goldie. Take us to the promised land. Yeah, this candle is starting to break. This candle needs to freaking break those wick highs. We got clean range on the 5-minute on the left hand side there too. It's just like the 5-minute needs to get through that resistance, you see? We just got this resistance over here. If we can blast through that resistance, we got clean range up towards like this next resistance point over here. It's about like 20 pips once we get through that wick. But clearly it's trying to move up right now. All right, let's see. This next 1-minute candlestick needs to trigger me in. That's the thing I said. I don't like that long wick on the left-hand side. You see, we have to still do so much to break it. But, you know, whatever. As long as we can break on this candle over here, at least. About 30 seconds. All right, I got triggered in. Let's fly, Goldie. Let's fly. All right, stop loss to break even here. 20 pips, stop loss to break even. Let's go, Goldie. Oh, TP secured over there. Oh, man. Closed a bit too early. But TP got hit. Alright, man, whatever. You secured this trade. Awesome. Price moved up about like 30 pips over there. Let's go. As long as y'all caught something, I'm happy. TFX concept. Stop playing with me. Yeah, that happened real quick. That happened real quick. Let's go, Goldie. Fly. I believe in you. Fly, Goldie, fly. Yeah, about for the day, about like 2.5%. So I'll take it. I'll take it. That's me. I'm done for the day. 2.5%. I'm usually targeting just 2% a day. So this is like just extra for me. Extra bonus profits. Bonus profits. See, price is up already like 45 pips. Get it, boys. TFX concepts. That's too funny though. Stop playing with me, chat. Stop playing with me. Peep and creep. Peep and creep. Yeah, that Asia, London/London. Man, zero drawdown on that too. Beautiful. Look at this. Look at this 1 minute candle here. Thing moved up from entries like 25 pips right there. See, you just need to break the wick. You see what I mean, chat? Like the wick is so important. You just need to break that wick right here. The problem is the wick was high up, but you know, in any case, like it's still fine as long as this 1 minute candle had volume inside of it so that it could actually break those highs. Rodeo just bolted out the gate. Yes. Just bolted out here. It didn't even create a bottom wick or a top wick. That candle. You see that? If you watched yesterday's video, awesome. If you didn't watch yesterday's video, then you know, then you gotta go and watch it then. Talked about this. Oh, look at that. We got in 41.66 over here hit. Nice.
What is your profession?
Yeah, today's bullish. Straight bullish day here. Now approaching like some kind of a resistance. On to the next one. Man, chat, it's actually crazy. I managed to get up towards like 20%. Already close to 20% over here. Locked in towards the end of the month. Man, last week I was at like 2%. We're locked in, extra caution, fully focused. And this is what focus, you know, with good focus, then you're gonna have better results, man. But that's crazy. I think that's the first time I've ever done that late into the month, to be honest with you. But I think like over the years, your trading will just get better. You know, naturally your trading should just get better. But literally, that's the first time I've ever done that. Now we've just hit a resistance point right over here. Now that's it. We got resistance and, you know, price can keep moving up now. It's a pretty big accumulation here. So it's trying to break out of this zone. Right? Where we're currently sitting in this zone here. It's trying to break above. Got some resistance, got some support. It's accumulating, ready for another big move. Remember, our targets for the week here are like at a 4,200. So if you watch the analysis video that we dropped 2 days ago, I think it was. So you see, this was our weekly target here as price is coming up towards resistance. And as we're going to get those rate cuts, you know, our next targets are going to be here by 4,400. That's going to be the next target. Got a bit of profit taking there by resistance since the market just paid us out. Right over here, boom, boom. Got profit taking by resistance. See, you never really miss a move. I was watching this one play out this morning. You got one here and one bigger one here. Boom, boom, distributed, caught the next one, then continuation. You never really miss a move, especially during the time that you're supposed to be trading. If you see this, a London open. So you got London open volume here. See this London open volume. So yeah, you also feel more comfortable if you ever miss like another move because, or like in quotations, miss a move, because with the London volume, it should be able to keep pushing. Very nice. What did I use there? Buy, stop, and TP. Yeah, you can see it here. That's my entry, 41.61. Are the opening of sessions usually the most volatile and has lots of volume? Yeah, they can be quite volatile, as we saw already here on that open. The way this candlestick, you see on the 1 minute, look at the way the candlestick here was fluctuating. You see, it can be volatile. That's when the London session, you see, just as the London opened, you had one big push and then a bit of fluctuation. So that fluctuation, you got to be quite careful of. Then you see pullbacks over here. I think people kind of rushed into something here and then they got stuck in like a pullback. Because I was also thinking of a buy right there. Then decided to wait when price was taking out these lows right over here and waited for a cleaner structure to break above the highs to keep moving up bullish. But yeah, that's it, man. That's it. What broker trading platform using? C-Trader. C-Trader, not affiliated with any brokers. But yes, I'm using C-Trader. Why would I give free promotion to a broker? Maybe if you're in the exclusive and you wanted to know, but I don't want to give free promotion to a broker. It's the same thing like clothes. You know, at some point you kind of want to just design your and wear your own clothes. Like I'm wearing just like a black t-shirt and a hat, TetraFX hat. Don't like affiliations too much. Got some stupid ass rules they do. I'm still waiting for TFX merchandise. Oh man, like I want to create some awesome TFX merchandise. You know what? I want to do something like let me see if I can show you. Let me click on one video. Oh. I'll choose code. Da-da-da. I'm gonna do something like this. Hey, this is pretty cool. A website like this. I love this kind of style here as well. That's got like some of that cyberpunk. You know, in cyberpunk when you get those HUDs and like cyberpunk vibes, but like something for more like trading or trading style, trading-esque. It's pretty good. Wow, $70. That looks pretty nice. Stuff like this, because as traders we're like comfortable, right? Just sitting at home, just get comfortable. Then you got the, oh, look at this, we got, what is this, moist towel. Yeah, we gotta sell a towel here where people can wipe off the sweat when you're in drawdown. Then you can wipe off some sweat over there. And you got a really nice hats, You got like these kind of like esports hoodies. He's trading like kind of like a sport too. Yeah, I think this would be sick. Yeah, just gonna use this as a template for something in the future. Morning, my G. I know you don't trade BTC, but what's your view on it? It should be just recalibrating now since it's filled up the range on the weekly time frame. Hey, Habari Yako, bro. Missouri-san. Missouri. Hakuna Matata. Hey. Morning, my G. Let's see. That resistance sucks. It's gonna break. It should break with some serious push. Some serious pushes over here. Your Swahili is gonna change. Once you start making money, you're gonna be sitting in your Merc and you're gonna be like, Habari Yako. Your Swahili is gonna change. Itakuwa Swahili kama ya Mzungu. Oh man. How do you know Swahili? I know Swahili, English, Russian. Those are the 3 languages I speak. I did A1 in German, but that's about it. Come on, fly, Goldie. Why are you running?
Why are you running?
Why are you running? Now look at the size of this 30-minute right here. Huge. Like 100 pips. What's the plan now? Any position? Man, we just had a trade. What do you mean, what's the plan now? That's it. That's the plan. That's what trading is. Trading is a 9-to-5 job where you're gonna like get paid to do work. What do you mean, what is the plan now? I don't know. Go touch some grass. Maybe go read a book. Watch some YouTube videos. I don't know what to do for the rest of the day. You can go and just take a walk outside. That's something I think like, a funny question. Because we get that question sometimes where it's like, okay, so what do I do after trading? Man, I don't know what you're going to do after trading. What do you like to do besides trading? Do that. You feel empty after done trading? Yeah. Yeah, I know what you mean. Because, at this point, there's another breakout happening here. What are you going to do? Are you going to take this breakout by 41.67? Kenny Rogers says it the best. You got to know when to hold him. You got to know when to fold him. All right. Who you Niwetu? Kabisa. Waiting for break and retest. It should be breaking over here soon. I'm taking it. Godspeed, Godspeed, Godspeed. I'm out. I'm out. Cards on the table. I'm done. Take my money and leave. I was in Russia for 1 year, study with some Russian friends. Stitch me up asking to say, oh, skatina to women. Damn, that's rough. Man, that was horrible. Didn't have a clue. She was screaming like mad. Yeah, like you don't want to say that. Especially to anybody, I guess. Yeah, that's... That's why I don't like saying things on stream that I don't know. Like someone says something in their language, I don't like to say it because you don't know like what it means. The Russian women. When you have a lot of money, the rich people, they like Russian girls. Russian models. Они очень красивые. Хорошенький. Careful with Slavic women. Очень красивый. Да. There's a documentary I watched where like they usually find these pageant women from like these kind of countries, even like bordering Russia, like next to Russia, and they're usually like these really pretty women, but live in like these kind of village style areas, and that's where they're kind of like sourced for pageants and you know that sort of thing. Why you close the trade? I don't know. Because he was in profit. I wasn't looking at my C trader at the time. I was just looking at TradingView. What did you see? What did you... Oh, okay, no, we answered that. Goldie's pulling way back down. Now it's not breaking the highs. See, there's no confirmation. Maybe it will pull down now. Maybe it will break the lows and then have a retracement from this move right over there. I like it. Ranges like this, just below the resistance. You play any sports, bro? Yeah, I used to play like basketball. I used to be really big on basketball. Skateboarding, and just like extreme sports like snowboarding. That's the kind of thing that I like, you know? Just more extreme sports, kite surfing, if anything. But team sports like basketball, I think was the only thing that I really played in high school. Basketball, also like a bit of rugby and some football, but I'm more interested in... Oh, okay, now look at this, starting to break these highs. Yeah, I don't know, like for me, I personally like those sports where you can play alone. I've always been kind of like the guy who likes to like play almost alone. Like, so I did swimming professionally or amateur swimming in school. Now look at this, breaking, starting to break the highs over here. But it needs... Let's see if it re-breaks these highs. Yeah, that's a Ricardo entry right there. That's a Ricardo entry. See if it actually keeps pushing up here. What happens now? Yeah, I like playing sports myself, man. I always felt like working with people always slowed me down. Like even in uni, whenever we had like these assignments where we had to do as a class, I mean as a small group of people, and I could see it will take longer to do it with more people, I'd just be like, hey guys, let me just do this. Let me do this myself. And then I think you'll be better. Because of this one game that we played online. So every 24 hours, you'd have to make a move. And we got Russia as a country. And the other people got Germany and Italy and whatnot. So the whole idea was like, how can we talk to each other and not necessarily backstab each other, but at the same time, the game is to get territory. So I was like, guys, let me just handle this. Let me talk to these lemmings. Yeah, so I talked to these lemmings, broker a few deals. And then slowly but surely, we took over like Germany, like slowly taking over things. Because if you take over some land of theirs, I can't remember what this game was called, but it's really fun. Then they're in no position to negotiate and talk to you anymore, right? They're like weaker. So they gotta like listen to what you gotta say. So I did that shit and I won that game. And man, let me tell you something. The teacher was not impressed. You think the teacher was impressed? The teacher was not impressed. Because the game ended kind of fast over there. And like, I think he expected a little bit more democracy. But we took over the place. So like things like that, man, I love to do like things that can get done myself. It will just move a lot faster. But as I say, if you want to move fast, you go alone. If you want to move far, you go with people. So trading is like similar thing, like I move fast because I went alone. But if I want to keep going further, then I got to move with people. I got to move with a community. I think in this day and age, it's better to have a community and not need it than not have a community and need it. You know what I mean? Teachers aren't impressed with hustlers. Yeah, they're not. Shout out to Biggie Smalls and Juicy. Shout out to all my teachers who said I wouldn't be nothing. Damn, it hits my trailing SL and keeps going. Wow, Goldie. Well, Americans in the chat, football equals soccer. Yes. Rugby equals... Rugby, rugby and football is not the same though. The American football and rugby, two different sports. Yeah, but I guess like similar ideas. Just can't pass the ball forward, only backwards. And there's no gear in rugby. Unlike what is rougher, rugby or American football? Because there's no gear in rugby. In American football, they have all the gear. But I think in American football, it's because they're allowed to hit each other, right? You're more allowed to like slam into each other. Kiss of death too. Yeah, that's why I don't overtrade. I take my piece of the cake and I call it a day. Because why would I now need to put myself in a position to overtrade? It doesn't make any sense here at this point. Do you think rugby by far? Yeah, they don't have any padding though. Those rugby players. See, those guys are huge. It is New Zealand rugby team. These guys don't skip leg day. They're like they look like short and big. At least in the picture. And look at the size of this guy's legs over here. Every day is leg day. You trade only gold in the morning? Yes, I only trade gold in general. But amazing move, like was a 16 pip stop loss in there too. I'm always thinking like about the 16 pip stops. Easy 1, 2, 4. Stress-free trading. Stress-free trading. Coming down to correct. Looks like it's succumbing to the resistance over here. Yeah, I might be thinking to correct this move. Looks like a really nice buyers here, but maybe looking to come to test some areas for more buying pressure. See, gold rises on Fed rate cut bets. Gold rose to around $41.50 per ounce on Wednesday, hovering close to a nearly 2-week high, following the release of delayed economic data that bolstered expectations of a December Federal Reserve rate cut. Recent figures suggest a slowing of consumer momentum, with retail sales rising just 0.2% in September after a stronger gain in August. Let's see. Meanwhile, producer price data indicated that inflation pressures remain broadly in line with expectations. This comes after several federal officials have voiced support for a reduction next month due to weakness in the labor market. Markets are now pricing in more than 80% chance of a 25 BPS cut, up from 50% a week earlier. Up from like 30%, brother, last week. Capping further gains are signs of easing geopolitical tensions after Ukraine officials have agreed to plan to end the war with Russia, reducing demand from safe haven assets. See, gold edges higher amid hopes for lower rate cuts. That's the main thing bolstering price. Yeah, it's coming back down here. Coming back down to retest some zones. So it's like a little fakey above that high instead. A little accumulation, manipulation, distribution to the downside with clean range. So it kind of just mirrored itself right over here. Basically what it did down over here, got that mirror effect that happened here, that fake out to come down to correct that move. It's pretty nice. See, markets are like a mirror, man, and like when markets are moving clean, it's a lot more pleasant to trade. Just like when we broke down in the video yesterday. I don't know if y'all watched the full thing. I know retention spans on YouTube are quite small, but we spoke about, like, you know, understanding how a clean price action looks to like a price action you kind of want to stay away from, but that happened a little later in the video. So there's a small percentage most of the time of people who get to the end of the video, and that's the kind of like skipping it. From which city are you? From Wakanda.
We don't do that here.
We've lost another of buying pressure. Yes. Now it's just pulling back, you know. It's pulling back off of this fake out right here. Do. How does Elon Musk's house look like? This is a random thought that just came into my head. This Elon Musk buys out the neighbors. Because I've seen the house he lived in when he sold PayPal. It was quite a decent house. He lived like on a pretty like middle class-ish looking area when he was buying his first sports car as well. Where does he live now? See inside Elon Musk Bel Air mansions. Oh, like the Fresh Prince here. Pretty nice. I wonder if his house looks anything like Iron Man. Like on the inside. Oh man, look at this. It's really his house here? It looks old, but not old. You know, not like old in like an old way. It looks old in a good way. Tennis court over here. Elon should do MTV Cribs. Hey guys, welcome to my crib. Right over here we got parked the Batmobile, and I got a small SpaceX rocket there in the garden for when I want to go into space for, you know, sundowner or something like that. And my fridge over here, I like to eat a lot of long living, a lot of what the hell would Elon eat? Well, right over here, you know, don't mind the fridge. Let's go right over here to this room. This is a room I get my stem cells, you know, because you're gonna live forever over here. So gotta get some stem cells in here. This is where me and Trump, we like to play some ping pong. He doesn't stay there. I feel like wherever he lives, we wouldn't know, right? But yeah, it's like works hard. You know, he works hard. He sleeps in his factories. I like this saying by Van Gogh. He says, what does he say? I put my heart and soul into my work, and in the process, I lost my mind. Very nice quote by Van Gogh. And I think it is what it takes to become successful sometimes. Is once you get there, you gotta feel like you kind of almost lost your mind to get to that point. I'm saying, especially with trading and the amount of character development that you need to go through in the markets, and much like any other kind of business that you pour your heart and soul into. Because the person you start as a trader is not the person you are at the end of that journey. Probably has a room of each of his business, like Mr. Beast. Is there like small little break and retest right here? Small break and retest to come down. You got kicked out for now? Yeah, it looks nice though. It looks really good. Like prices, you can see the wick better on the 5-minute run, like we spoke about in yesterday's video. Sometimes when you go on the higher time frame, and you can see the wick a lot better there. It's like retesting this zone. This is what like previous sellers were. So it came back to retest. A similar thing like what happened this morning on our sells too. Came back to get the sellers in the market and then pulling down again. Conor McGregor, you've got a little bit, you got to be a little bit gone. You're not all there. Insane to your craft. Conor McGregor. That Irishman. You've got to be a little bit insane. A little bit gone. You're not all there. Insane to your craft. Yeah, Conor McGregor, man. What a fighter. What an entertainer Conor McGregor is. He will bring you numbers. That's why Dana White loves the guy. He will bring you some serious numbers. He's like Mayweather, you know. Mayweather knows how to put on a show. I love the Mayweather and Conor McGregor, the fight that they did. I think it was so hilarious. Look at him on stage with a school bag. He can't even read. Isn't that crazy that Mayweather is worth hundreds of millions of dollars and dude can't even read a book? He can count money, but he can't read. I think counting is enough. In this day and age, counting is it, Ben, sometimes I don't even like the fact that I can read. You know, Mayweather's lucky that he can't read, because like sometimes you're on Instagram and you see these stories of these convicted felons and the shit that they do to people. You're like, man, I wish I couldn't read. They read some really messed up things there on the internet. At least he can't read, so he's focused. All he knows how to do is count, right? So all he knows is money, right? Floyd Mayweather, the money team. All he focuses on is counting. Can he count his money today? No distractions. Yeah, this thing's coming down. And look at this. Tested the highs and then come down. 50 Cent tortured Mayweather so much. 50. Yeah, 50 Cent is another guy who's like super impressive. Like I didn't actually know how like smart that guy actually is. That's like really smart guy. The cost of being great is you are going to miss a few things on the way. Yes. It's always a give and take. Usually when the thing is like sometimes winning costs you more than losing when you're chasing success. Oh, sacrifices that need to be made. And but very nice. Look at this. Break of the highs. Do. Fill out that range. Just need to avoid being greedy. Maybe avoid being greedy on the buys. Then use a buy as a confluence for the sells. See, commodities intraday targets. We got spot gold here at 40.53. All right, so we're looking at 40.53. 40.53. Oh, that's a sell though. Spot gold at 40.53. Resistance at 41.70. 42.08. 40.53, 41.70, 41.70. Oh yeah, they pretty much got like a pretty nice resistance here. That was 41.70. That's the targets for the day. But looks like since we've been open since Asia, I don't know when that article was posted, but possibly after the resistance was formed, I guess. Well, yeah, definitely we do have resistance here at the top of the range, and they're targeting 40.53, which is quite a big drop. I don't think we're gonna get to 40.53. I don't know why they would have targets at 40.53 when gold is moving up. Or sometimes, you know, I wonder who writes these articles here. This is Reuters. Why would they target 40.53? And that was posted 8 hours ago. Wang Tao is a Reuters market analyst for commodities and energy technicals. The views expressed are his own, or no information is analysis is business, financial, legal advice. We got some signals here. It's literally signals. Got oil targets, got resistance, soybeans, corn, wheat, coffee, cacao, Brent oil. Like 58 pips, 58 pip drop. If we break below, we're breaking below like 41.57. IPO data is here. Follow public listings directly on TradingView. Every day now we're getting like something new here. You can now explore all upcoming and recently listed IPOs in one place, the IPO calendar. Moonlight Resources. Aromatica. Human made. Buddha juice. Oh, what is this? Buddha Juice Inc. Oh, wow, look at this. Redefining the fresh juice category. Cold crafted ultra fresh. Let's take a sip. I like this. Take a sip over here, see where it takes us. We believe in living juice, in preserving nutrients and enzymes in real and clean ingredients. We make cold crafted citrus juice that is ultra fresh and deliciously sublime. Oh, that's very nice copywriting there. Because most fresh juices just aren't truly fresh. Take fresh squeezed orange juice, for example. It's often pasteurized from concentrate or produced in ways that strip the juice from its natural essence. Not Buddha juice and Buddha fresh though. We are real and authentically fresh with produce tree picked and kept at 35 degrees Fahrenheit from farm to customer. No GMOs, no preservatives, no pasteurization, HPP, no UV. Just pure juice. Just some stress-free juice over here. I don't know how much one costs. Looks more like olive oil. See, ultra fresh lemonades, limide, citrus juices with clean and simple ingredients. Has anybody ever tried this? Anybody in your country, do you got this? Buddha fresh? 3 ingredients, that's it. See, this is an IPO. This is like those IPOs from, if you're gonna watch Billions. In Billions, they're usually looking for like companies like this, you know? And then they're like trading them, and it's pretty cool how hedge funds also invest in startups like that too. Aromatica, what else we got? Moonlight Resources. Oh yeah, but in the billions, remember they did the juice company where these guys were paid to go and put like poison or something that makes you vomit inside the juice. Remember that scene? And then they go into the shops, they drink that juice, and then the stock just plummets. But the hedge fund guys are already in, so there's like a bit of insider trading there. And also there's a journalist who was paid and everything to get the story out in time. So yeah, like that's manipulation on some real reality, like real life things that can definitely be taken advantage of. It's crazy, you know, like some problems you can deal with as companies, like even Tesla. If someone wants to sabotage your company on Tesla, you know, at some point we're having a lot of like Tesla accidents and a lot of problems with Teslas. They kind of also brought the stock down a bit. But in the beginning, Tesla couldn't fail. Like even when Elon Musk threw that thing on the window and the window cracked, people still bought the Tesla. Even though it wasn't like as bulletproof as they said it would be. In the beginning, people loved Elon. Like the liberals loved Elon. Like everybody loved Elon, you know, especially the Teslas and everything. I don't know. Now I guess he became too radical in a sense. I think that's what happened. Pescaro. Oh, check this out. Pescaro. Future mobility software solutions partner. From cybersecurity to next gen, we deliver the most practical breakthroughs. Oh, this is nothing. I thought this was some kind of car company. Future mobility software. Pretty nice place to investigate if you're looking for companies to, you know, invest in and the kind of new technology that's out there. Hey, you might find a black swan event in one of those IPOs. Especially as people like experimenting a lot with AI now. No Buddha Fresh. I've seen it in a local supermarket. Oh, nice. Juice your own. Probably cost like $10 or something. Something crazy. Like if you compare juicing your own to buying that bottle and then you juice your own, you're gonna get like so many bottles. There is a 4-hour trend line around 40.53, but should be getting there soon. And I don't see it happening right now. Yeah, you gotta send in a chart over here. Short on NAS 100. Very nice. See, trading view. Break of previous highs back into the gulag. SMA confluence. Trading with directional bias. Amazing. This is an excellent chart right there. Trading with daily bias, you know, break. Say there's an accumulation break that happened right over here. You got your SMA confluence. Very nice trade. Very nice trade. Also, because you're at the bottom of the range. If you see like price here is at the bottom of the range, so you're catching at the bottom for price to target the next zone, which is going to be there by that resistance point. Yeah, very good. Let's see where we are currently at. No, we're no longer there at the... Could be creating a really nice inverted head and shoulders over here. So that will become left shoulder, head, right shoulder, then the volume to run up. They say you shouldn't whistle in the house. Apparently it's really bad to whistle in the house. It's not good for the feng shui, the energies. Do y'all ever like actually follow those rules in your houses? Like, do you follow like feng shui and stuff? I don't know. How is it in China, Woods? Do people really follow like that feng shui stuff in China? You know, like where your mat has to face a certain direction. Maybe your mat or your bed has to face, you know, a certain way. Even it goes as deep as the piping in the house. Like, how's the piping in the house like? Man, it's like really... It's really... You just gotta have a lot of time on your hands to actually like look at those things. Could be maybe an inverted head and shoulders. Yes, I think so. Yes, a lot of people. Feng shui. I don't like yeah. Like also the color, you know, small things like the color of your mat, your doormat. Like a brown doormat symbolizes stability. And let's say a dark blue or navy blue doormat symbolizes attraction of wealth, prosperity. But it has to be used. You just don't pick any color. It has to be according to the direction that your house is facing. So I think if your house is facing north, then you need a navy blue mat. That's going to mean prosperity and wealth. If your house is facing, I think, I can't remember what direction, maybe south, then you're going to need a brown mat. That's going to be for stability. But that's not Chinese though. I think that one is Indian. It's an Indian feng shui. What if the house is at the end of a street with a beach and backyard conservation reserve? Oh man, that sounds pretty nice actually. I don't know, screw the mat. Please say an Indian accent. Not Indian? No, it's Indian. What is it called? Let's see. Color of matte. What to use? What to use color of matte? Brown or navy blue? How do you spell feng shui? Oh, you see here it's called Vastu. It's called a Vastu Shastra. Alright, this thing now is moving bullish, trying to break. It's gonna try and correct this range, I guess here, but on the 5-minute you got pretty close resistance. Pretty close resistance. We got, let's see, a mini accumulation. Just like a little mini accumulation over there. On the 1-minute, it does look like kind of decent to move up. Currently, the daily is up 0.74%. It's got like that kiss of death right underneath the candle as well, too. Oh, Feng Shui. In India, Feng Shui is called Vastu, yeah. Come on, straight for 15 minutes, speak in Indian accent. Just go watch Trader's Paradise. He's gonna talk to you in Indian. In Indian. You know Trader Paradise. Gold prices rise in early trading on growing expectations of Federal Reserve lower interest rate. Yeah, that's literally the only thing that's pushing price up right now. Do. Trader's Paradise. Yes, I know he has black BOC theory, which is sweep in ICT. Very nice. Yeah, we gotta clean up those advertisers on the Discord like this. Gotta give them the ban. Trying to advertise a bot over here. Hey, Risky Boy, thank you for the sub. When are you shifting to Dubai? I wouldn't want to live in Dubai, to be honest. It's not a country that I find that interesting. I think Dubai is great for business. Like if you're owning a business, then I think Dubai is amazing. You know, with the taxes and maybe regulations are a little bit, a little lenient for certain things. Then I'll move to Dubai. If I was ever to open up a brokerage, I might move to Dubai. There's some fun things here, like you can't buy a clock as a gift, as the character for the clock is similar to death. Oh. Yeah, I mean, like, also I remember, like, when I was in Germany, apparently also stuff like giving knives as a gift is not a good omen as well. Like, gifting somebody, like, kitchen knives and stuff. I don't know if that's a German thing or it was just, like, a German person who told me that. This thing is a small little break and retest. How much did it actually pop from that area over there? It did about like 24 pips. 24 pips on that breakout. It's like a tiny little accumulation break that happened there. Your grandmother covered all the mirrors because evil spirits came through them like a portal. One thing I don't like doing is when I fall asleep, I don't like having my laptop face me like the mirror. Like get that reflection of the laptop. I don't know why. But it's, yeah, I guess so. Yeah, I mean, like, I kind of get that too. I don't know if that's because of movies. Was it like The Ring? Wasn't it The Ring? Creepy ass movie of that girl with the long black hair coming out of, I think she came out of the TV once too. Fly, Goldie, fly. These are Goldie's wings right over here, the inverted head and shoulders. There's a US 100 looking for shorts. I missed an entry for a buy and it played out. That last entry I saw definitely was right here though. At least with a bit of structure. Just heading towards that 1 minute range that it just filled up. You see like a bit of profit taking there too. See how candlestick's trying to pull down a bit from that zone. Just the same way as we approached that resistance right over here. And then you saw like some profit taking. Here, like from here to here. Profit taking, same thing that happened from here to here. So profit taking now. You can seriously read the market, chat. Like you can sense psychology of people and how people are trading and how price is moving. These are just like all TFX concepts though, but I think like yeah, I think it's very, very accurate, you know, very accurate. And it's nothing like Fugazi here. We don't talk about boogeyman and you know the banks and institutions and liquidity grabs. It's just like simple PA. Like you can see the human psychology in all of it too. A little fake out situation that happened there for price to break the lows, to move down, came back, retested over here, continue to move down, push down, accumulation, break towards that next resistance point, profit taking. Same reason how we caught these moves down over here. Boom, 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 zero drawdown, price went straight to profit, zero drawdown here, price went straight to profit as well on this one. So you can see it, like even look like right here, that zero drawdown, price went straight to profit. That moved like about 20 pips over there. What candle is for profit taking? When the candle hits a resistance, like when it comes close to resistance, you're gonna see the profit taking happen like as the candles start to pull back down. Like this, red candlesticks. But as it's going up to here, like people are gonna be profit taking. Is WOUT still around or did he blew it? Is Woot still around or did he blow it? Who's that? Why didn't you take the trade when it's obvious? I'm already up for the day 2.5%. Why do I need to take another trade? My job as a trader is not to trade. It's to trade less. Man, I made like $1,000 today. You know, I don't know where else or what other job's going to give me $1,000 for literally just sitting on the chart. I was on the chart for this stream for 6 minutes before we got our trade. And then the trade played out in just 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 minutes. Basically like 5 minutes. This morning I was on the chart for maybe like, let me even see over here. How long was I on the chart? I was on the chart this morning for 8 minutes. 8 minutes. So in total today, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. Let's just say like 15 minutes. 15 minutes I got paid $1,000. Why else would I take another trade? You know, why would I take another trade? For who? For what? There's nothing. There's nothing here I'm trying to impress, you know. I just try to make some money and then I call it a day. That's all that I gotta do. Call it a day and then, you know, share some value on the stream and show you some of these moves over here. But I already caught a move on stream. We already caught this move. Here at 6 minutes into the London session open. You know, now the question you gotta ask yourself is, how are you ending your day? You know, how are you ending your day? Did you catch this move? Did you secure profits on this move? You know, because what FX Vic Mensa does, it's not going to affect your life. You got to focus on like, how can I get better for myself? You know, so all I can do here is I can just put food on the spoon, but I can't feed you. That's it. That's all that it is. You know, that's all that it is. And then just give you advices like not trading and over trading. Because like if you over traded right over here and you want to take another buy, you would have been faked out. You know, you'd have been faked out and, you know, going to have a winning trade now become a losing trade if you took a buy up over here. So I've already learned my lessons. I've built my character. You know, it's your chance for you now to build your character because I've been through the trials and tribulations and I don't want to go back there. You know, maybe you're there right now, so I don't want to come back there. I don't want to go back there because I know what happens whenever I have winning days and I end up over trading. I know what happens. So I'm not going to repeat those dumb mistakes. Some people, they can't learn, you know. They're going to take one loss, their revenge trade. Take another loss, their revenge trade. Take another loss and then say, oh man, today the market's manipulated. Then they're going to start blaming the market. They're going to start playing the victim. Well, you know what the problem was, that you just overtraded. TP is down to 50. But beautiful accumulations. Like all these accumulations just been playing out here. You got one here, you got one up here, you got one here. That was a fake out and then played to the downside. And then we got a mini one right over here that played to the upside, corrected that range. This one corrected this range. And then I think this one was heading towards the top range on the HTF, a higher time frame consolidation. That's where it hit. So you could have actually used a top of the range consolidation as confluence for these cells right above here. They get that little fake out, extra fake out confirmation that happened when candle broke above and then started closing back below and say, okay, now we're at the top of a range, right? We're at the top of a range. If you go on the 5 minute, you can see it right here. You're at the top of the resistance and you're seeing a 5 minute. You see the liquidity grab even better here on the 5. Take out the highs like this and then start to break the lows to confirm the movement to the downside with all this confluence. Because look at how price rejected the zone. Look at this, you go 1, 2, look at all these rejection wicks here by resistance, and then you come up here and look what happened again. Look at this, all these rejection wicks. So you're trading, you know, what you see and not what you feel. And then I actually give like a kind of like a market fade here. Look at this. It broke the lows. A little bit of a market fade down towards support. Really nice over there. Look at this. Liquidity grab, confluence, accumulation, breakout, clean range. It would have been very, very nice trade that was. On the break of the lows here, it pushed about like 37, 35 pips. It retraced, pushed back down. Clocking. Is it clocking? Justin Bieber. It's not clocking to you. It's not clocking to you that I'm standing on business. Is it clocking? Like I think when you just see it and you understand it, it just clocks. You know, that's just the aha moment, right? It should just clock. You should be able to just look at this chart and just see it. It should just clock. Because, you know, we're all looking at the same chart, but I think it just depends on what systems that you trade. Then you're going to look at it slightly differently. Some people might be looking at FEG somewhere around here. That was probably an FEG someone tried to catch right here on this push. But you gotta look at it slightly a bit differently. Super important to focus on a concept and stick with it. Half out here. Oh, nice. Can share what lot size you use, sir? You know, if you do like a bit of due diligence, you'll be able to find the kind of lot sizes that I use. You can go on my YouTube, you can go on Discord, go on the Telegram signals, you can go on the spreadsheet over here, you know, click on these links. But you know, the lot sizing thing, it's not going to help your trading, because like what difference does it make what lot size I use? If I told you I use 100 lots, would you also use 100 lots? Can you use 100 lots? Because it's not enough to know the lot size. You have to also know the stop loss size. Because maybe your stop loss wouldn't even reach with that lot size. Maybe you're going to get stopped out before your stop loss hits because of margin call. So, you know, how does a lot size, how is that going to help you? Just wondering, Frankie's still alive? Though, but very busy. All right, we haven't seen Frankie in a minute. I think people are just really busy in November as we're heading towards the end of the year. Also notice like views on stream kind of reduced. It happens from time to time. I've noticed this behavioral pattern in people too. Like there's some times where people, I guess, like get busy together. It's kind of strange. But you know, like when I used to work at a retail store, there was a certain time in the day when one person would walk into the store, and then after that, more people would walk into the store. And then at a certain time in the day when like nobody would walk into the store. And it would just be quiet. And I was used to wonder, like, how is this like possible? Like one person walks in and then all of a sudden a lot of people are walking in. And then when there's nobody, there's completely nobody. But I mean, obviously with timing, like, I guess people get out of work or something of the sort. But it used to happen like at odd hours too. Like human beings have behavioral patterns that are very easily, or let's say not easy, but that are very capable of predicting. You know what I mean? So like that's what you're gonna find even some security agencies already working towards. Maybe in China to see the hit rate of somebody who's most likely to commit a crime, and then they're gonna have a social score, and then they're gonna be monitored accordingly, based off of their psychology, etc., etc. Because even if you look at people in general, people share a lot of similarities. I think I read a book once where it said like people have like 8 psychology types. So you end up really understanding people the more you interact with people and the more you actually want to understand them like that. You've ever met those people who remind you of somebody else? That's the kind of thing that I'm talking about. So it's like psychology is really important because you also see that in the, obviously in the charts and the way the candlesticks moves, this whole like human psychology and how the candles move and operate, profit taking zones, areas of like good exuberance and potential entries for really nice moves like this. Then you see like a lot of pushes. That's why with TFX concepts, we tend to get these really nice pushes because these are like very high value areas. So you can think of it like a sale. If there's like a 50, 70, you know, it's like Black November. If you got like 80%, 70, 50% sale, like most people are going to be like willing to like buy through those levels. So that's kind of what we're looking for when we're looking for entries. But you know, like this is something that we speak about, we do simulations about. It's like full of data in the WAP database. And you know, like these are things that we've been doing for the past 4 years. 4 years. Even if you go on my Instagram, if you go on my highlights, you're going to see I've been doing this for quite a long time. And nothing has changed. Nothing has changed since then. It's just the same old reactions. The only thing is the volume shifts. Like some years you get loads more volume and then other years you get less volume. Like this year has been a high volume year for gold. So it's been like really nice. But the technique remains more or less the same. You're going to think of a surfer surfing in Australia. It's going to still be able to surf in Portugal, even with like bigger waves. I want 200k funding, but I don't know. Oh, just like you got to prove to yourself, at least for that you can pass and be a bit consistent. At least for a month, you know, I would say if you can end a month profitable, that's a pretty nice sign. I feel like price are gonna be like spinning a little bit here. Oh yes, it's a two-phase. Oh, I may get lucky. You know the best. You know what I wish I knew earlier? Man, I wish I knew macro fundamentals and be able to read volume earlier. Because even in that initial stage of learning in my first year, even though I couldn't maintain a funded account, I could try my luck based on directional bias volume. Right? And I think I would have gotten away with some really nice fun coupons. But I, like, for example, you remember like when Powell spoke over here, if you just understood the way candles move, the macro fundamentals, and then the sort of like directional bias, I think I could have gotten away with really, really nice payouts. But you have to wait for those specific market conditions, right? Like as of right now, gold is kind of having one with the interest rate cuts now being at 80%, but I feel like we're not fully there yet. I would say maybe once we get the FOMC happen in like 13 days and we get confirmation from Powell, then we might see that be the case up towards the end of the year, at least, you know, to meet like 4,400 all-time highs and keep pushing up. So just wait for those interest rate cut decisions. I think would be the best time, because as though gold is moving up beautifully, I do sense still a bit of like hesitation, a little hesitation on the HTF. But yeah, I think that's the way I would do it. If I was not a profitable trader and I still wanted to try to get these payouts, then I would use the macro fundamentals, because now I just need that edge. And yeah, I think that would be the best way. You don't even have to be perfect. You can butcher the entry. Just give your space, give your trade a little breathing room and approach it from the pre-London session time. Because at pre-London, Asia will be a bit tricky. But from that pre-London leading up into those London sessions, because you're going to get more of a push. Right? Usually you're going to get more of like a push like this, and then London opens, give you another push, and then usually this is quite typical for after that. Then price is just going to consolidate within a range towards pre-New York time. Then you got pre-New York, NY open, which can also be a little bit tricky. So that's why I like the pre-London, and then the London open is a lot more predictable for me. But that's how I would play it. Blew it yesterday. I passed my 10k FTMO account, but blew my you blew my 100k challenge. Still a 9% drawdown. Psychology is messed up right now. Yeah, just that's what I mean. Like, just wait for the markets to move in general. You can't go wrong. When the market picks a direction, you will have a much easier time. That 4,400, that ATH is going to be a magnet once we get the FOMC. You just give your trade enough breathing room and approach it at from the pre-London session times. As I said, you can butcher the entry, but if you're seeing pricing is moving, you know, your stop loss needs to be more correct than your entry does. This is just a way to keep you, like, maybe hopefully a way to give like some kind of a reward as you're working towards consistency. And who knows, maybe you might like that trading style a lot more and just end up taking a lot less trades and say, to hell with it, let me just focus on these times in the market, because those times are really nice times anyway. When like you're gonna have presidential elections or you're gonna have something pop off with Russia, Ukraine, it's gonna help you a lot more with confidence as well, I would say, because you know you're leaning more on the right side of the market, which is always based off macro fundamentals. It has nothing to do with order blocks or ICT telling you about a fair value gap on the monthly. It's literally just macro fundamentals, because this is a rich person's game. Like trading is a rich, very wealthy people's game, right? So you got to think like how wealthy people think. Wealthy people are not out here looking for fair value gaps. I can assure you that. They're more looking for these macro driven fundamentals, you know. It's a wealthy people's game. This is not a YouTuber's a playground over here. So I think a lot of people that confuse trading with what they're seeing mainly on YouTube in terms of just strategies, you know. But just take a step back and realize the markets have been here before YouTube existed. So you want to kind of dig into the market for what it is, not for what you want it to be based off of a guy showing you a nice car and a simple strategy. So that's kind of like the onion layers, I like to call, that you peel off once you start getting a bit more mature in the markets. So in the first year, you're going to go through all of that 100%. But then as you get more mature, you get more market cycles under your belt, you start to like take all that shit out and you start to see it from a different perspective. The 15-minute picture is just too nice, pointing to a breakout. Yeah, this is such a big range. This thing is gonna explode. Probably like towards the New York session. So this whole range is like 230 pips. And guys, like no one is gonna tell you this. Like honestly, no one's gonna tell you this stuff, I think. But it's harder to show it on the charts because there's a way that you're thinking and your eyes look at the candlesticks that's sometimes kind of difficult without having somebody have that experience. Like if you've been with TFX concepts for, let's say, like a quarter, then I think you're already gonna start like understanding some of these things a lot more clearly. But if you still got one foot at TFX concepts and you still got a foot somewhere else and a hand somewhere else and another hand somewhere else, then yeah, I mean, it's good that you're learning so much, but it's also just going to take you a while to consolidate all that again later. This is just how I think that the learning process in general works, correct? Hey, can't wait for this breakout though. Let's say that daily is 0.73. We could probably get to, let's see. Man, this daily could actually fill this range. We could get to 4,200 today in principle. Let's see. What do we got? News. Unemployment claims. All right. So we're getting an increase. An increase of unemployment claims over here. So that should be negative for the dollar, but most likely coming out neutral. As you can see, the previous numbers here have been all coming out neutral. And the difference is not that big from 220 to 226. So it's kind of like a neutral news event over there. And then for, let's say for Thursday, you got a USD bank holiday. Oh, we got bank holiday tomorrow. Okay. And then we got Canadian news on Friday. So I think this is it. This is the last fundamental here. Oh, bank holiday. What's that? Like Thanksgiving or something? Let's see. Yeah, US banks will be closed in observance for Thanksgiving. on tomorrow. Okay. So yeah, I think I'll still be on the chart. Like depending if there's gonna be volume, that is. But I think we're gonna still be on the chart. We got unemployment claims. That's about it for today, and then we start that new month. And then looking forward to the. Do we get the non-farm payrolls next week? Because we just had them, didn't we? Let's see. We got the ADP, but we don't have the non-farm payrolls scheduled. Interesting. Because you know the data's coming out a bit later into the month, so we already had them last month. Now. So we're going to get ADP, but we're not going to get NFP. Yeah, it doesn't look like it. FOMC statement. Oh, that's going to be the one right there. That's the second week of December. Yeah, I think... Oh, second week of December? Yeah, that's our boy Powell. He should give us like some really nice Santa Claus news over there. Yeah, Powell's going to be Santa Claus for the December. Especially if we get those rate cuts, then I think, you know, price is really going to be moving up. We're going to have a really nice end of the year over here. So let's have our fingers crossed that these numbers here stay high. And we can see it's gone up a bit more here at 84.9% too for easing. So that's really nice. It's really good to see. Non-farm employment change. We're getting it on the second week of December. I think the second or the third. We're getting non-farm payrolls on the third week of December. Or rather, let's just say on the 16th, which is going to be on a Tuesday. Non-farm employment change. Wow, towards the end of the year here, these fundamentals are definitely jumbled up. Got a little jumbled upness over there. I think prices are like break out of this other accumulation that happening right here. A little bit of a sideways movement. Looks like it's trying to break here. And then breaks the much larger one. So within that 200 pip range. Hey Tetra, what is your outlook on NAS? Holy. NAS has still been skyrocketing since we gave that previous analysis. It looks like it's still moved up here. I think this is where that place was. Pushed up, pushed up. Oh, it looks like it hit some target. What target was that? Oh, that was 4-hour resistance. NAS don't have 4-hour resistance. This is a key resistance here by NAS at 25k. 25k if NAS breaks above these highs, it's got a beautiful range to keep moving up there. And I think something like NAS, you kind of want to be getting into bias. I'll be more bullish bias on something like NAS. And currently it's up like 0.36%. There's a little breakout that it's currently trying to get through, I guess. It's not the cleanest. It's not as clean as this one was, but that could be a reversal confirmation play right here for the sellers. That could be the confluence from this area over here. Just gave like a small little breakout. You see TFX concepts even works on NAS. Push down here about 160 pips, I think that's his. Now it's giving the sellers here a bit of a warning. It's like a warning signal. This is. Oh, this guy's right over here. Yeah, I think NAS could look good for buys in general. You got like a 5-minute resistance point right there that you want to see price break at least above that 5-minute resistance point to keep moving bullish. That could be a runner. Kind of like if you got in a buy confirmation here and then you're looking to see where price can run to, then you could be looking to fill this range over here up towards like 25, 140 area. Be a really nice play that is. You see, it's like a warning sign. This has a warning, so like it's warning these sellers over there. Like, hey man, you gotta manage your risk because now you see price giving you a hard time. It's reversing on you. Whenever like price does something like that, most of the time it's like it's looking to reverse on you, right? So you just gotta manage your risk over there. But yeah, BTC still not doing much. It needs to create more structure. This is gonna take a while because that's a weekly time frame. And yeah, gold is also just chilling here. We're 30 minutes from that 5 a.m. Eastern candlestick, and then 1 hour into pre-New York, and then start to have movement again. Why don't you also stream on TikTok? I did stream on TikTok, but TikTok doesn't like that. It never. They used to kind of. You know, TikTok is a really toxic place. Like the people who manage TikTok, the algorithm is manipulated. Like when you stream, they don't really allow streaming so much. Like people who even just stream regular stuff tend to also sometimes have streaming stopped or banned for their accounts. It's a very toxic place when it comes to that stuff. So it was not possible, but we were having really good community there on TikTok when we were doing live streams. We had like about 400 people watching, you know, and then like TikTok's like, man, you can't stream. I'm like, okay, fine. So what can you do? I wish there's another company that comes and takes over TikTok so we don't have to use it anymore. You know, these censorship things are like really annoying. But there's a guy on TikTok who uses my audio, and he, for some reason, is allowed to stream. The guy who's using my audio and my videos to scam people, he's allowed to stream. That one is no problem. When you're coming to Cape Town, no idea. Haven't thought about it. Maybe you gotta buy a house in Neisner over there. Neisner is pretty quiet, pretty chilled area. No, he's not. No, he's not. This is nice now. It's quiet. I think it's like quite a quiet area here. Cape Town was definitely blessed by the heavens. Got a baddie in Cape Town. That's Jack Harlow. He in one of his songs, that's what he says. I even got a baddie in Cape Town. Let's break 41.64. Yeah, it's trying to break here. There's a small little accumulation that's currently in play right there. And break above those highs, keep moving up. God, my body got really toxins. LA, thank you for the sub. It's lurking. Price is lurking right now. It's looking at these highs. Something interesting is gonna happen here. So when the candle breaks, we're expecting like a push. It's not the cleanest like these other ones were. But yeah, there's definitely something here. Come on, 41.68 target. We can hunt those stops. This is stops right above here. Because price is accumulating. Yeah, see if price hunts those stops. Need a candlestick to open up like this. Boom. Straight profit. Like what we saw happen right over here. It happened right here. Break that high by a 41.64. Let us see. I'm just gonna paper trade because I already got trades. No need to overtrade. Why overtrade? You could end the day as a winner today. You know, okay, let's not say winner, but you can just end the day in a good day. You know, you can end the day here. If you got like this trade, if you took this trade with us on stream here today, you know, like you could just end the day here. You could end the day here and then that's it. You're done fishing for the day. You know, every day you're gonna go into the ocean. And you know, like even fishermen, if you ever watch like fishermen when you go on holiday and you see how the fishermen coming back as you're waking up, because they already went fishing in the morning, right? They go in the early mornings, catch specific fish. They know their spot. That's pre-London time, you know, the fishermen out there for pre-London. And then they're coming in during the other times. And you see them come on the beach and they see them with the fish on the beach. You know, they're not going to go back in there. Would they want to go back in there? You know, I don't think they're going to go back in there. Because, you know, it takes a lot of time and effort to do that. So they're going to fish. They're going to catch a fish and they're going to call it a day. They're not gonna go back in. Buys about 41.64. What are you waiting for? Here. The real confirmation will definitely be if we can start breaking that general zone over here. You said 41.64, like that wick. We just need to pop through this whole zone, but I think it could start earlier, like right here. Oh, it's starting to look really nice, really juicy here. Very nice ribeye steak that's foaming right now. Full port.
We don't do that here.
It's not clocking to you. It's not clocking to you that I'm standing on business. I love that architect dropped in just to leave this meme over here. Stop playing with me. Every day on the market is like this. Stop playing with me, gold. Stop playing with me. I'm disciplined. I'm showing up. I'm being consistent. I'm following my rules. Come on now, pay me. Some people are afraid of gold. People really are afraid of gold. Like when I go on social media, all I see is people saying, oh, gold, man, if you trade gold, then you know you're a real man, or like, I don't know what they say. But man, gold is just the most friendly pair to trade. Why are people so afraid of gold? I don't get it. Gold, actually, I'm more afraid of anything else that's not gold. I'm more terrified of GJ. Man, I'm afraid of GJ. You show me a GJ chart, I don't want to think about GJ. Look at this. Look at how GJ moves. So many wicks, so much like low volume. I'm more afraid of something like GJ than I am gold. Gold is like super friendly. Looks like it's breaking the lows. It didn't decide to break the highs. Instead, it's breaking the lows over here. So maybe it's going to distribute down to the bottom of this range. So right now it is moving sideways. Goldie is not nice sometimes. Yeah, I don't get it. Like, I used to be afraid of gold. You know why I used to be afraid of gold? Because people used to tell me to be afraid of gold. People always tell you things that they can't do. That's what I realized at some point, you know. They're just gonna tell you things that they can't do themselves. So I was afraid of gold because everybody was saying at the time, man, gold is crazy, it's volatile, it's this and that. It took me like, I would say about 6 months into my journey, that's when a lot of tables were turned. It took me around like 6 months to lock in, and the first gold trade I ever took was a buy position, and it was some kind of a resistance, and my take profit got hit like this, and I can never forget that first gold trade. I feel like it's very hard for us to forget our first gold trade. I forgot my first GJ trades, but my first gold trade, man, that was really beautiful. Like my actual first like conscious gold trade position. Like when I made the decision that I was going to start trading gold. Because I was losing so much on GJ. Then gold is like that breather. You know, it gives you like a breather. You're like, wow, this is volume. This is what we need. Because you know, as traders, look at this, beautiful. Look at that. Fucking hell. Like respecting, sorry for my language, but just respecting price action to the T. To the freaking T over here at TFX Concepts. Come on now. It's like distributed like 20 pips over there. Told you I was cooking something. I said, this is a ribeye steak. You know, we thought it was going to break the highs, but you see this? It didn't break the highs. It broke the lows. Instead, it broke the low, pulled back a bit, and then continued to move down bearish. Amazing. So I'm just going to keep doing this. You know, don't worry about the rest of the world. Let the rest of the world trade whatever they trade. Find your system and stick to that system. You know, because if it works, it works. You don't have to trade what everybody else is trading. Because like that's the reason I trade GJ. I initially tried trading GJ because everybody else was trading GJ. But nowadays, I trade my own concepts. And, you know, like at the end of the day, you have to be happy with the system that you trade. You got to be comfortable with it. It shouldn't be stressful on you. It shouldn't give you like a lot of analysis paralysis. That's it. That's all you got to do now. I was talked out of trading gold for 12 months too. Started to become profitable almost immediately using your concepts. Great to hear it. Amazing. Amazing. Yeah, on gold. On gold. Yeah, on gold, it's amazing. On gold, on anything else too. Let's actually see what happened on NAS 100 if they actually faked out the... Oh, look at this. Look at this. You know, just like we spoke about. Look at that. Come on. Can't make this up. TFX Concepts. How can I come here every day and explain to you the same exact thing and you still need convincing? Whoever that is out there. Nah, man, I felt like that's ridiculous. You know, you should actually be taking more shots in your life if that's the case. And look at this. Beautiful. You miss 100% of the shots you don't take. So you see what? fake out situation. Remember what we talked about? This was a warning. Said this is warning these sellers over here. So, you know, the best thing that these sellers could do if they didn't secure anything was to manage their risk. Manage their risk. You know, the market is always going to give you opportunities to manage your risk. You know, sometimes you're going to listen, sometimes you're going to gamble, you know, but most of the time you're going to want to listen to that. That's coming up here for the stop losses now. And there's no point holding that drawdown as well when the market is giving you, you know, because the market doesn't always give you insurance, right? So sometimes you can just go like this and say, oop, I'm just going to fake you out, right? But sometimes it gives you insurance and it says, hey, buddy, you know, you got to take this insurance over here. You can lose half or you can lose less than half, you know, depending on how your entries are. So in this scenario, their entries could have lost basically a break even. Basic break even says like, hey, there's a pretty good insurance over here. You know, you might catch a fire. So you want to take this insurance living in such an area like this. You say, okay, you know, what's the probability that that happens? Then you take that insurance. That's all that trading is. You got to learn how to read price action. How can I read candlesticks? Because candles are going to behave a certain way when they pay you out. And they're going to behave a certain way when they're giving you a warning. And if you can't read that language, then, you know, most of the time, then you get caught out in really bad trades. Or you lose more than you should be losing. Because you can lose less. If stocks are rising and gold respected 41.54, we are destroying 41.64 and shooting for 41.68. Did you analyze GU yesterday too? I want to see the time traveling. Let's see. Gbpjpy. I don't think we did. I don't think there's no. Oh man, look at that beautiful GUPA right over here. TFX concept, simple. You know, if it's not clocking, then you gotta stick with this stream for a little longer. If it's not clocking yet. Man, beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Oh my days, look at this. Zero drawdown, you know, not to toot my own horn, but damn, Daniel. That's why I said when I finally started become profitable in trading, I thought it was illegal, chat. I literally thought it was illegal because it couldn't have been that easy the whole time. But in the beginning, we think the more we learn, the more we're gonna make, right? We think that's what we're gonna think. And then the answers are just right under your nose. You know, look at this. Another beautiful, beautiful breakout right over here to the downside. Filling this range is most likely clean range on like the 15-minute. Yeah, very nice clean range over here. See how price broke above, swept up that area, consolidated, mirrored this. Basically did what it did here again right over here. And that's all that the markets are. They're just gonna repeat the same process every day. But the key thing is not over trading, not over risking, not revenge trading, being disciplined, like waiting for the trades to come to you. Those are all just the psychological elements that now make you profitable. Because once for me, I started finding my strategy, I still needed to work on my psychology to keep the profits that I was making. Because now entries were a good thing. Managing risk I was still refining. But the important thing was, how can I just end a winning day to be a winning day? How can I restrict myself from taking all the trades which are going to show themselves to me? Because the more you're on the charts, the more you're going to want to trade. Correct? So it's like all about building that discipline. Like, how can I trade less? But yeah, GU is looking really, really good over there. Let's see. Daily time frame. Some people are gonna thank me now. Some people are gonna thank me later. Like what Future says. Because they already know. Some people are gonna thank me later. But I've come to realize in life, they're just NPCs. Some people are just meant to be NPCs. Don't be an NPC. Don't be an NPC. When you come onto the stream, I want you to feel like I'm talking to you. You know, I'm not just talking to everybody, but I'm talking to you. So don't feel and don't be an NPC. Man, I can't find that scene where Future says that. Oh well. So true. Even though I'm even profit for 3 months, I'm ashamed to admit I lost around 10 to 12% on 3 tilt days. Need to iron it out. Yep. Tilt days are the worst. What am I gonna say about tilt days is if you're gonna tilt, then you know sometimes you want to give your trades a second chance, but the only time you're gonna give your trade a second chance is if the confluences really line up. So for example, right, this was one trade that you could have looked like as I took a loss, right? This was pre-London, and I took about 2.40%. I took 2.40% loss, and then the next trade that I took, man, I could have lost on this day maybe around 4%, 4 or 5%. So these are very rare situations that if you're going to tilt, you have to think very critically about the next trade that you're going to take. And it has to be a very high confluence trade, not that you're trading inside a zone which is just chopping up and there's a lot of wicks. So in this situation, we still had the macro fundamentals pointing to the upside, and then we also had some fake out liquidity grab confluences with clean range. So I was like, man, this is a very nice trade. So I let people know like if this trade plays out, it's gonna be like a running trade. So you can see it even ran over here for about like 4.40%. So only in a situation like that, I'll allow myself just a little bit of tilt, but always remember that could go the other way around, correct? So you don't want to do that a lot, and if you do it, you have to do it like very thoughtfully about how good that next trade is going to be. Very, very thoughtfully. So you see like this month over here, man, it's really flipped for me. It's really flipped for me over here. Yeah, but you got to be very cautious. Like each one of these positions has to have a story. You know, these are just not trades that you're gonna have on your MetaTrader and your terminal. Like each one's gotta have like a story of why you took that trade. Not that, oh, you felt like it, or let me just give it another go. You know, that's how you increase losing trades. When you say things like, oh, let me just try this again, or you know, let me just try it. Like, no, you can't try it. It's either part of your rules or it's not part of your rules. If you take a loss, best case scenario, just call it a day. Because, you know, most of the time also when you fight a bias, let's say you take a sell, it doesn't play out, then you're like, oh no, I think this should sell again. It comes to a resistance, you take another sell, then it'll just keep going against you. You know, because whenever you get a losing trade, there's a reason that you took that loss. You answered for me perfectly yesterday without me asking. You said you maybe do it once a month, so I know I shouldn't be doing it. Yes, exactly. It happens to us, but that's how I manage that emotion when it happens to me too. No. 147 trade on gold. If stocks are rising and gold respects 41.54, we're destroying 41.64. Oh, I don't know about stocks. All I know is that the time right now is usually a time when price, this 5 a.m. Eastern doesn't move that much. It can move like on occasion, but even like the way price is right now, it's not. It looks like one of those hourly candles that's not going to move much because it's in a range. It's overall stuck inside of this range here. This range is about like 111 pips. 111 pip range. So shout out to people out here who are like waking up early for the London session, listening to the stream. Hats off to you. Because it's not easy for some people to wake up for the London session, but it's a really nice session. It's a really nice session. One of my mentors moved country because of that, not being able to, you know, because the schedule was messed up. So some countries are gonna allow you to have like a much easier London session, because the London session is really nice. There's a New York session which is like always full of minefields, but you also have to build a sort of like a relationship with NY. So if we go on our kill zones, let's go on our kill zones over here. For me, with the NY session, I like the idea of like smaller pullbacks, but you got to see with that first hourly candlestick, or like maybe the first 2 hourly candles, those are the ones which have the pullbacks, and then from that point, I think that's the NYSE open, then you have the potential continuations for the day. So it's just something to consider. You see like right here, those pullbacks. So this from 8 to 9, maybe around like 9, at least 1 hour into the New York session, you usually expect like some kind of pullback before that daily continuation. So you just have to build a psyche with that, with how that operates. You know, you typically have a pullback. So that like 8, it's this scenario pushed up, 9 to 10, start pulling up, and then eventually it starts to move up. So you have to see how, especially with the setup you're looking for. If like price has already been bullish and you know you're trading the first hour into New York, then usually you can expect like the counter move, a potential counter move. Now price is coming back to the top of the range since it's just accumulating here. So you got that resistance, and then you got the support level down over here. So it's coming back to retest the top of the range there. London open is 4 p.m. Oh, 4 p.m. for you. Nice. This thing looks like it wants to break out soon. Volume kicking back in there. Like 51 pips from this low. Hey, good morning, doctor. Breaking volume coming in. Let's fly, Goldie. Red Bull gives you wings. No bottom wick, barely a top wick. Volume in the market. Let's go, let's go, let's go, let's go.
Why are you running? Why are you running?
Can we get the breakout? Michael Schofield style. Oh, come on, buyers. Let's break. Our open. Oh, we just got a new hourly. Yeah, that's true. New hourly open. So hourly, no bottom wick there. Just open and ripped up. Would have been nice if it had bottom wick, because like most of the candles, I would say like 80% of all candles have a top and a bottom wick. There's an hourly bottom wick. What time is the New York session open in South Africa, Vic? I'm not in South Africa, but you're gonna like Google it. I just Googled it here, and it says it's at 3 p.m. 3 p.m. So that means they got this is NY. Yeah, this NY. This is New York stock market. New York stock market. There's a London New York overlap. GPM closes at 10 a.m. 9:30 to 4 p.m. trading hours in the US. Time period. SAST. They said it's 16. That's at 4 p.m. See this Joburg right here. So that's going to be at 3. No, it's 3 p.m. That's when New York session opens up. 3 p.m. Now what? London session is at 10 a.m. Daylight savings at 1600 hours. Oh, it got pushed ahead. Well, why isn't that the case here on Gbpjpy? Yeah, I mean, if you live there, then you should know. You should know this. But here it says like 3 p.m. And then NYSE open. That's gonna be at 4:30. Strong NZD, weak dollar. Oh man, gold should go up even with that weak dollar. See, his price is still trying to break above that area over there after the hourly created its lows. Oh, bro, can we sell gold? No, I think like buying gold is still like safer at this point. If you look at the daily bias, you can see the daily bias over here should actually say bullish. Yeah, there we go. Oh, Nvidia is really giving back some gains here. Down towards like 178. Coming closer and closer to that support by 167 on the weekly. That's going to be a dangerous support for Nvidia to break. Goldie's gonna try another breakout soon. He's gonna try break above 41.64 over there. Sorry. 41.64. Let's see. See if we can get through this range. Since there's like much bigger accumulation in there too. Very nice breakout that could be. Come on, Goldie, you can do it. Nice few rejections here. You got like 1, 2, 3 rejection wicks at 8 SMA there on the 30. 15 minute 8 SMA. SMA is all in the favor and confidence for price to move up. There's a break. Now you got that 8 SMA kind of helping price get above that zone. So you got the juice. Come on, give them the juice, Goldie. Give them the juice. Give them the juice. Where's the volume? Why are you gay? You are gay. Hello, bro. Can we sell gold? No, I'm not selling gold. I'm not buying gold. I'm just watching gold right now. Just paper trading and seeing how things are playing out here. It's currently in motion though. Goldie's definitely in motion. It's either gonna fake these guys out here or it's gonna pay them out. So just watching to see what happens. But it's currently definitely in. It just triggered some positions. It's not even like a super clean setup, but it's there. Tune. Hey bro, do you tell the chat when you got into a trade? Yeah, I do. I mean, we already took a trade here this morning. No way we're getting faked out. We had a crazy momentum and liquidity. The average true range is cooked. The hourly is created its lows as well, so I think that's nice if we wanted to move up. It's not what you typically would want to see. Just need this 15-minute go crazy. Damn, Daniel. Hate trades like that. Trades which is gonna put you in drawdown like this for some time. Then you're really just crossing your fingers that it re-breaks the highs to attempt to keep pushing up. But it struggles. You know, when it struggles like this, it's never a good sign. So some of those trades do still like play out, but yeah, I mean, if you're gonna be like very risk averse, it's typically not what you want to see. You really want to see a candle just pop up. Let's see what's happening. I think it's that 15-minute candle closure, huh? It's just got a 15-minute candle close. Now this 15-minute candle potentially creating its lows. No top wick on that candlestick. No close above 41.64. It's gearing up. It could have been waiting for the... it's looking a lot better now the more candles it's closing with. It could have been waiting for that 15-minute to create the lows, but definitely it's cooking right now. Gold is cooking. It's just getting ready for the move. Definitely looking a lot cleaner too. Hey brother, did you see good takeoff yesterday at 8 AM like I called? Oh no, but you gotta send a chart. You get send a chart into the Discord, then we can see it. Alright chat, so I'm gonna end off the stream here a bit earlier today. Gonna go and do something else now, so I will see you all tomorrow for Thursday session. So adios everybody, take care.
Now we bout to dip. My boy said the style.